Welcome to the best of the Chris Vernon Show, presented by Direct Auto Insurance from the American Home Shield Studio inside FedEx Forum. To watch the live show daily at noon or on demand, head over to grindcitymedia.com or Grind City Media on YouTube. Now, let's take a look back at some of the best moments of the week.
It is a Tuesdays with Tony. Tony Allen is here, and we have 15 random questions with Tony Allen that are about to take place. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's ride.
Your favorite superhero is?
Spider-Man.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because he could throw you in the web. He don't got to kill you. Just put you in the web.
You like the idea of not having to kill your enemies.
Exactly.
Yes, Spider-Man.
Let them die. Slow.
Your favorite meal your wife cooks?
My favorite my wife cook.
I'm not letting you order out.
She makes some real good empanadas.
Empanadas?
Empanadas and tacos. She's Latin.
Tacos, obviously.
Yeah.
The car you wish you owned. If I just gave you money, I said go buy a car that you don't have.
I want the Rolls Royce drop top Don.
What's that?
I gotta Google.
So yeah, we gotta Google this. The Rolls Royce drop top Don.
Yeah, the Don.
What's
I want the drop top.
Who has one? Do you know anybody that has one?
Why would I want a car somebody else have?
Well, you had to have seen it somewhere.
Yeah, you saw it in the DuPont registry.
In the what?
In the magazine.
Oh, Dawn, D-A-W-N. In the. I don't. What magazine? I don't get those magazines.
Yeah, well, I was just saying, but
The Rolls
no
Royce
man
Dawn.
makes me want to get a car. It's me liking the car.
$359,000.
You get what I'm saying, Gil? You can feel it.
What you looking at? I'm
I'm my
looking at
own
750,000
No, starting at $359,250.
in Australia. It's 750.
Why in the hell you gonna buy a car in Australia,
What is
Rose?
Roger doing in Australia?
Yeah, but,
I just typed in the
You-
name of the
you-
car.
Hey,
Hey, well, why don't you
Popped
look up other prices of things in Australia? I mean, what are you talking about?
Yo,
If I asked
he
you,
just said
if I asked you how much a friggin'
Honda.
8-piece chicken wings cost, you
you
wouldn't
gonna
tell
go
me.
to Australia?
Oh, it's $20 in Australia. Who gives a damn?
He about to prime
Good
him some
day,
chicken
mate.
right now.
This dude.
He
Put
gonna
a
prime
shrimp on the
a 3-piece.
bobby.
This man, he thinks you're flying over to Australia to buy a car?
None whatsoever.
All right.
Come on, man.
Does that sound right? 360?
Yeah, that's what it is on caranddriver.com.
360.
That's what it says.
Yeah, that sound about right.
About 360.
That sound about right.
That's the one you want. You gonna get one?
No, you said my dream car.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so I ain't dreaming.
You could trade yours in.
Nah, I ain't doing
You
it.
can't get it? You
No.
can't get enough for it?
I don't want that.
The player that annoyed you the most. Opponent. Oh, I guess it could be your teammate. No. I'm not letting you say Nikolai this. The player that annoyed you the most.
No player annoyed me. I never got annoyed on the court. I do all the annoying.
Kevin Martin.
He never annoyed me. Probably the referees annoyed me more than he did.
What ref?
I mean, whoever.
Every time I bring up a ref, you like him.
Whoever. No, I'm just saying. Like, the players never. That's all I'm saying. Like, you get what I'm saying.
Do you, any ref that you think didn't like you?
No, they all like me. Because I always gas them up and let them know I'm going to be part of their organization soon.
The age you were when you dunked.
Dunked.
Yeah, first time you dunked a basketball.
Don't. That's a good question. I should know that, huh?
It's not a bizarre question.
I don't remember.
It would be a significant moment for me.
I don't
It still
remember.
hasn't happened.
I don't remember because I was always just getting up. Like even when I laid it up, I probably couldn't dunk, but I could throw it in real fast. So
Think 14?
that's what that's freshman year. South?
Yeah. Do you think you could dunk your freshman
I
year
was
of
for
high
sure
school?
dunking my freshman year of high school. I could dunk, like I could go dunk, like say TA go dunk, but I wasn't dunking on nobody until like well, in-game dunking, let's just say in-game dunking, breakaway, something like that, until like maybe my junior year, man. When I started playing organized basketball.
You're 6'4", right?
I was 6'2" in high school.
That's what I'm saying. When did you grow a bunch? From what year? Do you remember? Were you ever little?
Nah.
You were always.
They was always trying to play me at the center.
You were always tall.
Yeah, always taller than everybody.
Because a lot of these guys hit like a big growth spurt, right?
Yeah.
Like Anthony Davis hit a big growth spurt. A lot of guys you hear about, especially big men that are skilled.
Yeah.
They had this. They shot up at one point.
God didn't bless me with that. He
like in third grade. If I got your third grade picture, are you taller than everybody?
More than likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in probably the higher percentile of taller kids.
Did you get teased for being tall?
No, I was teasing.
You were teasing because you said they are short.
No.
They're ugly.
A little all of the above. And that was just being a kid.
Of course. Did you say you got teased more than you teased people?
About evened out.
Oh, even that?
About evened out.
Right.
They used to get on my lips. They used to call me Big Lips. Hey, Big Lip Tony.
They called you Big Lipped Tony?
Yeah. So, you would have to like keep the jokes going. So you got to be able to keep them up off of you.
That's right.
So you would fire back with some you've been wanting to say for a long time.
Right.
You was just waiting on them to say something.
That's how
then you come back and get them.
I had one.
Yeah, that's how
I
you
had
joke.
it for everybody.
Yeah.
I had 20 things.
Yeah, so you
because
go
I
home.
because I was fat. So you have to be able. When you're fat, I'd say, all right. They would get there, and then everybody, they do their laughing, and then I would just destroy them. Yeah, fry them. Absolutely fry them. Their parents, their house, their sister, their
everybody
dog,
getting it.
everything.
Everybody's getting it.
Everything, yes. You would just I would maim you. Just so I would win, right? Oh, everybody's going to be laughing at you. The best subject in school, your best subject.
Recess.
Mine too. I was not good at school. Were you good at school?
Recess. No.
I was not.
But I mean, I was one of those kids like I'm gonna learn what I need to know, and I would always ask the teachers like, is this gonna help me in later on? Like, I would be the kid. Like,
This is me and you.
Do I really need to know all this? I'm asking the teacher that.
Now we're understanding this long-term connection that we have had because you were probably the kid I would have played with at school because I did what I had to do.
For sure.
Like,
and,
just to get by. My parents always said I had to get a B average.
Although I was the best 4th and 5th grader.
Really?
I'll tell you why. I got the same teacher twice those years.
Are you sure it wasn't 4th grade and 4th grade again?
Yo.
She didn't move up. You stayed back.
No, it's not right. But look, Miss Tarbunas, that's her name, Miss Tarbunas.
Yeah.
And I passed 4th grade. It was a dude named Courage Lake. He sat in the front every class of all the classes rooms that we switched to. He finished his work faster than everybody. Like, he used to be quick. Like, she'd give out a worksheet. Yeah, I'm done. So I would have to be like, okay, I'm knowing me and him play around at recess all day. I know for sure he ain't that smart. So I would be the guy who would sit in another seat. Test time come.
Yep. Oh.
You get it?
Oh, look. I remember I sat by, I had a friend, Antonio Sheard. He sat in the very back of the class with me, right? It was a light-skinned black guy, and he was the goofiest, funniest guy, like, ever. And I sat by him because we were just crack jokes on people all the time, right? But what everybody didn't know, because he was always like causing problems, the guy had like a beautiful mind, like in math. And so I sat by him in math class, and he was always like, you give him a test, you just get like 98, whatever. And so no one would ever in a million years suspect that this loud, goofy guy that is always, acting a fool, whatever, that anybody would want to cheat off of him, right? And so it was the easiest thing ever, right? Nobody's even paying attention. They're finding little, Lauren Jaffe, who's got like, double column notes that she writes for every single thing, and she's going to be valedictorian.
Man.
Like me and Antonio, we didn't give a crap about anything, but he was like way better at math than me. So whatever his score was, mine
was a
close.
very specific name you just brought up too.
Yeah,
What?
you remember those names, though.
Lauren Jaffe,
Lo-
that's
Like a guy, Courage Lake. I remember him.
Yeah, that's
like
a
I
good
remember
name.
those.
You remember
name.
people from school?
I
for
remember
sure.
names, yo. Skip that, yo. And that's why I was trying to make the story that my 4th and 5th grade year, I remember Courage Lake being my homeboy and him not making it to the 5th grade. See what I'm saying? And that was my homeboy.
R.I.P. Courage.
R.I.P. Courage.
He's not dead, is he?
No, I don't know. I hope he's not.
He's fine. I meant his elementary school career.
But you know that
What an
Miss
awesome name.
That is a great name.
Miss-
Courage Lake. How is he
Yeah.
not a professional athlete?
Yeah.
Miss Tarbunas used to always tell me, like, yo, now if you don't get right, I'm going to do you like I did Courage Lake.
Oh God,
So I used to be like,
I don't want to be like Courage
I
Lake.
ain't doing that. So I keyed in 4th grade and 5th
Wow.
grade. I saw her actually, that was the first time me ever seeing somebody get held back.
What a waste of a name too. He wouldn't have even had a new name if he was a wrestler.
But man, the
Right? He could just be a
moral of
wrestler.
the
Courage Lake.
moral of the story is I took care of my business when I was in grammar school.
You don't know what happened to him?
No, I don't remember. But I hope he hit us so he can DM me or something. That was my homeboy. We used to play at recess.
Do some research. You're always creeping on everybody. Man, this dude's creeped on so many girls. Sure, you can find Courage Lake.
Yeah,
He's a pro. No. What was the town? Chicago? I mean, it would have been Chicago proper.
Yo, my boy.
Courage Lake, Chicago. Please don't be.
Like the lake?
Yes. Man,
How else could you spell it, bro? What type of people you got?
I don't know.
Like Ricky Lake.
Ricky Lake, that's spelled the same way too, stupid. What? He said like Ricky Lake.
Son.
Like Lake Michigan.
Son,
You mean like-
son. What other way can
What
you
is-
spell lake? Yo, it ain't just me today,
This
yo.
man said like Ricky
Yo,
Lake.
all you guys is tripping.
What are you talking about? Like
Yo,
Ricky
he
Lake?
asked
Yeah,
for lake,
same
he
way.
looking up hot wings in Australia. Yo, what is going on today? Yo, what is up?
Courage Lake was up. Find him.
Next question, man.
All right,
Come on, man.
Worst subject in school.
Oh man, worst subject in school.
I mean, you gave recess as your best.
Algebra.
Terrible.
N equals over. Oh, I hated that.
You did not find Courage Lake.
That's cap. Don't tell me what this man.
He said he found Courage Lake. Find a
He
picture.
went to Thornwood.
Thornwood.
Lives in Chicago, Illinois.
Is that right?
Yeah, let me see. Let me
He
see.
found
let
him.
me see. Let me see.
He found him.
Let me see.
Is that where you went?
That's Courage Lake, bro. That's
Let me see him.
That's my boy.
Oh!
That's my boy Courage Lake.
Yep, Facebook.
That was my Courage Lake. That's my
Unbelievable.
boy Courage Lake, man.
That is
He
hilarious.
the first one I saw. One of my first partners I saw get.
Well, it says his sports team is the Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
Inspirational people: Taraji P. Henson.
There you go.
And music: Linkin Park.
What?
Yeah, it says Linkin
The rock
Park.
band?
Yeah,
How about
rock
that?
band.
There you go, Courage.
Still living there.
Have you thought about him since 5th grade?
No, he's been one of my greatest motivations to keep going.
You have no idea what happened to him. You didn't go to high school with him.
No, he went to
But-
Thornwood. I went to Julian. We went to 2 different high schools.
So just elementary school, you were together.
Yeah.
What
First, second, third.
What an
fourth, fifth
impact
grade.
he had. I'm glad to see you still doing well.
No. I'm just telling you a story.
No,
man,
that's
of
crazy,
What happened
though.
with me? I remember his name, and looking back, you asked me how I was being in school. All I could think about my greatest years was my 4th grade and 5th grade year.
And he came up. The worst rapper is.
The worst rapper.
I've got to hear your opinion on this.
The worst rapper got to be
We said yesterday, Blueface is up there.
Blueface is up there for sure. He's the most current. But I'm just saying, if I have to go back, I don't know. It's a lot of whack rappers.
No, we're letting you. You got to name somebody.
It's a lot of whack rappers.
All right, then just start rattling off who's whack. I need to know.
Yeah, let's give me some names. I'm gonna say
No,
whack.
Blueface designer.
Designer.
For sure, designer. For
Is
sure,
he
designer.
even around anymore?
For sure, designer.
Panda.
For sure, designer.
Panda.
I roll with. No, I mean, but I don't know. Blueface, you know, he had a hit. A lot of guys ain't got hits.
What about DMX?
Oh, for sure. True to the
You
spill.
like him?
True to the spill.
Okay. I think most of the big ones you would like, right?
Ice. Logic.
Oh, Logic. You think he's? Yeah. What about that?
I ain't never heard of him.
You don't know who Logic is? Well, and I bet you hate all the kid ones like Lil Xan.
Oh,
and
for sure. They
like
trash money.
Lil Pump. And,
Trash money.
Trippy Red.
No, he all right. I like
Oh, you like Trippy Red?
I like
Oh.
Trippy.
Lil
You do.
Skies.
Trippy cool.
Lil Skies.
Trash money.
Takashi.
Trash money.
You don't like stupid.
Oh no, I mean,
Thank you, Tony.
I don't want to hear that.
You don't want to hear
I
that.
just don't want to hear
How
that.
about I'm trying to think who else is popular. Who is somebody that you think is whack? Like a lot of people, like obviously popular, right? Somebody that's popular. You like J. Cole?
For sure.
You
I
like
respect
J. Cole?
his music.
You like Lil Yachty?
Lil Yachty, not going nowhere near. Ain't man, just his music don't do nothing for me. Uzi, he got
Uzi
some
Vert?
hits. He got some hits.
Oh, you like Uzi Vert? All right. Birdman?
Birdman just a stunner. I like what he do. I like how he stunt. That's about it.
Iggy Azalea. You probably don't like her much.
Pop Smoke.
Rest in peace to the Woo.
You like Ludacris?
Shat Town.
He's from Atlanta.
Chief Keef.
Time out, Joe. Time out. Hold on. Google that.
We know where he's from.
Google that.
He reps Atlanta.
Google that. Why you laughing over there, Devin? No, he might be from Chicago.
Ludacris reps Atlanta always.
See where he
Yeah.
born and raised.
Atlanta.
Chicago.
Ludacris from Chicago?
He was born in Champaign,
Illinois.
but he reps Atlanta. Well, hey, how about this? Kanye West was born in Atlanta, but he reps Chicago.
Yeah, y'all bust y'all bubble over there. Give me some credit. Give me some drum roll music or something.
Drum roll.
Yeah. Next time you look for something, I'm saying.
Blueface, baby. Your favorite opposing arena to play in?
Man, why I killed that? You gotta Google up my.
No, you.
Why I killed that? Let's
It's
see.
not based on
All right.
stats.
All right, okay, cool. Well, I love playing it. I love going to Atlanta. What?
Heard they came through Magic City on a Monday.
Yo. Oh, no. Listen, bro. Atlanta. I get off.
Opposing arena?
What you mean?
Ain't nobody in there. Right?
Nobody's
Nobody's
there.
in the arena.
What you mean nobody there? Because don't nobody beat the game?
Yeah, that's what we mean.
Okay, so
Like,
that
you-
don't mean I can't get off?
You play at Madison Square Garden. You play at friggin' the Staples Center.
And I don't
you play
I don't get off. Like I feel like I'm cracking. When I go to those small towns and put in that work. Like,
against bad teams.
Yeah, like I have fun. Like,
Yes.
Atlanta is not a small town.
You get to shoot against the Hawks.
shoot against the Hawks. You get to shoot against the Charlotte. You get to play. You hear what I'm saying? you go to LA and you might have to pass and cut. You see what I'm saying?
Those are just fun.
You see what I'm making fun?
I want to play the Hawks.
I'm ready to play the Hawks, the Bobcats. Oh man, Come on, man.
Because nobody cares if you take 40
Trust
shots.
that, believe.
Coach will let you get up about 8 jumpers.
I'm telling you, the Pelicans and
Yeah.
like all them type of teams, man. All the top bottom teams. You know what I mean?
Top bottom team.
Yeah, the top bottom team.
Makes a lot of sense. Who could you not score on?
Who could I not score on?
Like somebody that you just, for whatever reason, you couldn't score on the guy.
Tim Duncan.
Oh, that's fair.
I could never get a bucket on Tim Duncan. I don't even think I ever got a bucket on Tim Duncan. Probably one, if any. Like,
And you played him a lot.
every time I attempt the basket, he just put his arm up, and it's like, damn, this is just an extra load of man coming on top of his arm. And he was, I mean, his resume speaks for itself. We don't got to.
You just could never finish.
Could never finish. Or it'd be sometimes he'd be trying to contest the jump shot or like whatever. It's like he was just intimidating to me.
Intimidating. All right. Your favorite ice cream? Oh, we're all over the place.
I don't even eat ice cream.
At all? Are you got lactose thing? Or you just don't like it?
I just don't.
Does it make you sick? That's what I'm
None
saying.
whatsoever.
It makes him sick. Dev.
Do it?
Dev.
Damn.
Makes him sick. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What about like your favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert? I like
Cheesecake.
cheesecake or like a brownie. Cookies.
Brownie?
Cookies.
All right, so they're going to be playing, obviously, I know you'd be playing a lot of cards during the quarantined Orlando situation, but they are going to have video games too. The video game you are best at.
The video game I'm best at.
Yeah.
I would have to go 2K. I'm nice.
What are you talking about? Like, you brought that buddy here like a month ago, and he said he buried you, like over and over. You were up until like 4 a.m. because you couldn't beat him. And that's just one of your friends.
We actually, and I know he was right that day, but the next day, like he didn't win the game. My boy Emo, yeah,
You went back to the lab.
Yeah, I'm playing with the Raptors. I'm not losing. I play with Big Mark Spain.
He told me that picture is because of his tan lines and he's got a lot of hair. But that picture we saw where he looked like 180 pounds,
Yeah.
he told me that it's deceiving. So he told me. I don't know if I believe him.
Well,
I don't know if I believe him. He looks skinny as hell.
I'm definitely looking forward to shaking his hand because, man,
He looks so skinny.
I gotta get on that diet plan now or whatever he on. Man.
You got to
He
run
good.
the mountains of
Is that what it
Spain.
is? Mountains?
You know, no, and he eats out of his garden. You want to have a garden?
I got
Tony
room,
the
I
far-
got room
Tony the
for
farmer?
one. I just ain't.
The farmer.
Yeah, I got
Tony
room
the
for
farmer.
that. But
You got to really pay attention to your farm, you know?
crops overgrown. I can see myself.
You could grow anything. What was it he bragged about making the other day? Like some TV dinner he made?
Yo,
He was
leave
bragging
that
about-
alone,
what was
yo.
it?
Leave that alone, man.
What was it? What was the TV dinner?
I don't even know.
He was
man.
bragging about, he said, I made so-and-so.
Oh.
What was it? What was it he made?
It was a lean cuisine.
Yeah,
No,
it was something like that. It was one of those things.
Oh, no, it was in a bag. It was a meal in a bag that he put in the skillet and heated it up.
You just put it in the skillet. You just turn the skillet on.
But look, next month I plan on like going to like a cooking class and just trying to get.
No.
Yeah, I'm
Dude, can we do this together and film it?
Word?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we could do it. I'm
This would be amazing.
And I got to do. I actually hollered at a DJ too, so I'm gonna try to take 2 classes: a DJing class.
DJ Doe.
Yeah, before I get my equipment for my little man cave, I'm put a little DJ thing in there. Like, so I'm gonna find out how to work the turntable, and I'm gonna learn how to cook so I can, barbecue.
The cooking DJ?
Yeah,
Tony Allen?
Tony Allen whipping it up.
You really are. It's this. You
I
know
mean,
what?
I just think it's time for me to do this
No,
type
this
stuff.
happened faster than it did with me. My
Wow.
midlife crisis was a little bit later.
Right, yo. No. Hey, I think that's what it is.
Mine is golf.
I think that's what it is.
Mine was Jordans and then golf.
I think that's what
and
it
I'm
is,
going
yo.
through. Of course it is.
Cause I feel some type of way. All my homeboys know how to cook except me.
Well, come on, now you're picking up like, oh, I'm gonna be a DJ.
And DJ, and
Old
I
ass
say that. I
DJ.
say that. Hold on, I say that
Old
because
ass.
Shaq motivated me, man. He do techno. Shaq, big shout out to Shaquille O'Neal, man. He run the techno game, man. So I feel as if I could get in like it's a lane for like the urban side, like the, you know what I mean? Like it's like a techno crowd. It's like,
I was just thinking the other day, you know what? There's not enough DJs.
It ain't enough DJs.
What
TA,
the heck?
yeah, that's what I said. TA got to get in.
It's a million. Everybody with the laptops and DJs.
But it ain't gonna be Tony Allen first team all DJing.
I don't know.
Oh!
Did I just say that? Wait a minute, did I just say that? Did I just say that? First team all DJing. Okay, cool. Ooh, DJ first team. Or how you want to mix it? Hey, we litty. Come on, what's the next question, man? Come on,
The most common thing your mom yelled at you about?
pulling my pants up. You know, hoopers always sag their shorts. Yeah. Devin, no, when you used to sag your shorts, like your mom would tell you, pull your pants up. There, wrong.
Yeah.
You smacked upside the head.
You were a pants sagger, big time.
I thought that was the coolest thing in the world.
Yes.
I really did, till I got older.
And then it's a
Skinny
matter
jeans
of
kicked in.
you want to be disobedient. You right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a rebellion.
It's rebellion.
Yes.
Yeah, I can look
And she
back.
got mad at you all the time about it?
It'd be times I wouldn't even know I'd be sagging and I get hit upside the head. You know what I'm saying?
She would hit you upside the head.
Mm-hmm.
She did not like
She wanted
sagging.
that. She hated them sagging.
She thought that was not a good fashion statement to
None
make.
whatsoever.
That's a good answer. That's interesting. All right, and the last one. I'm taking ESPN off the board, right? Let's just say you've got ESPN on TV on all your sports channels. You've got all of them. I will give you one non-sports channel. Any channel you can have. I'm telling you, you've got sports on your TV, but you can only have one other channel.
Other than sports.
Yep, that's it.
Obviously CNN. You gotta keep it going on what's going on with the world news. And that was one of the things Danny Ainge used to always tell me, man. He's like, you know, you always grab the newspaper, look at the stats and the things that they just before, obviously Twitter and Instagram. And he used to always say, man, hey man, you always look at what's going on in the world, man. Make sure you don't. He used to always tell me that.
Read the rest of the newspaper.
Read the rest of the newspaper.
My
brother,
father did that to me.
So you know
Seriously.
what's going on in the world. Danny,
Father was like,
shout out
why don't you, because I would literally take the sports section out of the newspaper.
Yeah.
Yep.
And go and take it in the living room.
Yeah.
And the only other one I would ever, I remember look at was the lifestyle section had like the TV guide and the movies listed in it. It's a different world. I didn't know newspapers. Like people ain't walking around with newspapers
Is the newspaper
anymore.
even still going?
It's still around. They should have been nicer to you, shouldn't they?
Yeah. Well, no, y'all tripping, man. Y'all really tripping today, man. But it's all up.
You are tripping today. What did he say? He's gonna be a damn DJ. Next week,
I can't wait to be.
if he comes in next week and be like, I went to Bass Pro and bought a fishing pole, and I'm gonna be a fisherman.
Then y'all gonna say I'm tweaking. But listen,
Just all midlife crisis. I mean, start buying stuff.
no, it's just like this. When you I just remember myself just always asking for a request when I go places, and normally when I be at places and the DJ be right there, they always hit me with. right. So now
You want to be the DJ.
I'm gonna be the DJ. I ain't gotta ask him nothing no more, man. You know, you come to my spot.
What's your set list?
Pardon?
What's on your set list?
Yeah, what's on your set list? What are you requesting of this DJ? Something from a long time ago or something current?
Oh no, this happened a few times recently.
Give me something that you mentioned to the DJ. Hey man, play
Such and such.
what?
I don't know at the time, but I'm saying
Did he have a song?
by the time he played it, I didn't pay my bill. I'm walking out the door. He's looking up at the DJ booth like, yeah, man, get your ass out of there. You see
You're
what I'm saying?
mad.
So now,
You're mad.
I'm
not even partying anymore.
It's over with, man. You trying to play my song, man. You don't get that up out of here, man. But it be like that sometimes.
So now your answer to that, because of your frustration from a DJ not playing your song until much later, you're now going to become a DJ.
Yeah. And I get a kick out of this too. Sometimes I be at like little kickbacks or maybe like somebody's house or whatever, and I get a request. I play something, and I look at the crowd.
Oh, You like the way
So
it
I'm
feels.
like, oh, they feeling that.
Yeah.
They feeling it.
You like the adulation you get as a
Okay,
DJ.
all right, boom, try this one. Then I like this one too. Like, say, like if a DJ or whoever running the party, hosting the event, I ask them, hey, bro, you heard that new such and such, such and such? Now they want to know. Yeah, hold on, bro. I don't want to give you too much, man. Say that for my opening.
My opening.
You know what I mean?
He's going through it, guys.
Yeah,
He doesn't know he's going through it, but he's going through it.
I'm going through it, y'all.
It was like 3 weeks ago. I went out to the garage. This car sounded like we were at a roadster track.
You talking about my demon?
The loudest car ever. And I'm like, you midlife crisis ass. It was like, and he floored it out of the.
I didn't even floor it. I didn't even floor it. That's just how it sounds.
It was like.
That's just how it sounds. Hey,
I'm like, what kind of engine does he got in this thing? Ridiculous.
moving like the Fonz.
Look who it is. Jessica Benson's in the house. Whoop, 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 whoop. As yesterday, she made an announcement on social media that she was joining the Grind City Media team. You have not been on the air in a long time, right? When did you leave the TV station?
I left in April, and I legitimately forgot how to do my makeup. Like, this morning was a very long, enduring process. But yeah, no. So I was telling my my fiance Chris before I came over here. I was like, oh my god, I don't remember how to act. So bear with me as I
You'll
get back
figure
into
it
the flow
out.
of things.
So. With the TV station, did you just walk in and say, I quit?
No,
you
it
didn't?
did not go that way. No.
That's the fun part.
No, it was wonderful, and I'm so grateful that it brought me to Memphis, and I was just looking for a new challenge, and this popped up, and so I originally just wanted to take a break, period, and kind of rest, and coronavirus hit, and things got very wildly weird.
Everybody got a break.
So yeah, it no longer became, I want to spend time with my friends and family.
Yes.
It was like, I'm stuck spending a lot of time with myself.
You said, this is supposed to be my thing.
Yeah, I was going to see
people. It was
people.
a voluntary break.
I know.
And then
now all I do is take long walks to Arkansas every day. Like, I thought I was going to go to all these cities where my friends are, see my family, and I just walk to Arkansas and back over and over again, which honestly is like pretty far. So I'll give myself the humble pat there.
There you go.
And it's hot out now.
How many times do you think you have walked that bridge? No lie. Over under 30.
I do it 5 times a week. So since April, like let's say April 6th.
You're way over then.
My dad came for Father's Day last weekend, and the first thing we did when he came, we walked to Arkansas.
Do you do anything when you're over there? Or you just turn around and come right back?
And I'm like so stubborn with myself too. So I have to touch not touch it because like again germs.
COVID, yeah.
But I get to the gate and then I turn around and
I gotta be honest, like even without COVID, I don't think I touched the Arkansas sign.
Yeah, that's fair. And there's nothing. That's what my dad when we were walking it. He's like, so what's on the other side? And I was like, really nothing. There's nothing to do over here.
I just walked to nothing.
I just come. There's literally like a Coyote Ugly billboard. It looks new, like they refurbished it, I think. So, got some fresh paint.
All right. So before we'll end up with how you ended up at Grind City Media. First, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Highlands Ranch, Colorado, which is about 20 minutes outside of Denver. And I actually went to Thunder Ridge High School, and our mascot was the Grizzlies. Oh. And when you graduate, they're like, once a Grizzly, always a Grizzly. And I was like, no, peace out. I'm going far, far away. But here we are. So like they were right.
Big high school, small high school?
Big high school, 6A, so biggest classification in Colorado.
What athletes went there? None?
No, not really. One of my classmates, Cole Manhart, he played. I think he was with on the Rams, made the Rams training camp.
Who's the most famous person that ever went to your high school? Besides you.
That's a good question. I don't know.
You've never heard about somebody that went to your school?
No, we had my class, my graduating class of 2010, it's still a relatively new high school. Like I think there were maybe 7 classes before my graduating class, but we had an incredible...
you got a star.
Oh.
You got a Hollywood star that went there.
Oh.
Carrie Russell went there.
Oh, yeah. Carrie Russell
How dare you
I'm so sorry.
Carrie Russell.
This gets even better because Carrie Russell was my best friend in childhood's babysitter for a while. And we went to the same dance studio for a hot second. I was not a good dancer, it's fine. But she went to Starstruck Academy of Dance and I like dabbled in a couple classes. But my best friend growing up was a huge dancer. She went on to dance at BYU and just really good, like could have been on So You Think You Can Dance. And she had Carrie Russell as a babysitter once. So I always think of that. And I was listening to Carrie Russell on a podcast on one of my walks to Arkansas. And so I should have known that.
How did you forget Carrie Russell?
I honestly didn't know
She's a big star.
I honestly didn't know she graduated from Thunder Ridge High School.
Oh, really?
I thought she went to Highlands Ranch High School, but I might be wrong.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You got a few NFL players. Mark Schlereth's son went there and played baseball.
Yeah.
Casey Studdard, NFL player. Mike Purcell, an NFL player. You got a couple of them, but yeah, for such a big high school, really not a ton.
Yeah,
But Carrie
see?
Russell's massive.
Carrie Russell's huge.
She's a big deal.
The Americans is one of my favorite shows of
There you
all
go.
time. I was never like on the Felicity. Felicity was
No.
I was too young for Felicity.
The Americans is amazing. I watched
Americans
it.
is great.
I never finished it, but I remember the first 3 seasons.
You never
Freaking
finished The
awesome.
Americans?
I never finished it. No, I've got something to do.
You know, you don't have anything
You have
to
nothing
do.
but
Nobody's had
time.
anything to do.
I know. I've given my mom so many TV show recommendations during this time, and every night she's like, "Oh, I just don't know what to watch on TV." I'm like, the list it grows by the day.
All right, so when you were growing up, were you athlete? Were you say you sucked at dancing, right? So, like, at what point were you a tomboy?
I was weird. Like I was a hybrid, I guess
Okay.
is the best way to put it. So I played basketball up through 8th grade, and I wanted to go. My whole life, I wanted to go to UCLA and play basketball. That was
Okay.
my big life goal there. And I just kind of burnt out. I was 5'4". I wasn't very fast, and I wasn't getting any faster. Hated to run, hence the walks to Arkansas. But I also did everything. So I played basketball, volleyball, soccer, tennis, golf. I did street hockey. There was a period of time where I wanted to be the first woman in the NHL. I was a huge Avs fan, early 2000s as a kid in Colorado.
Right.
Patrick Waugh,
Joe Sakic.
I
remember.
Forsberg, good days. But then I also did performing arts. And so I sang, I played piano, I was part of a performing group. And so like when you ask who the famous person from my high school is, I didn't know, but my performing group was awesome. And it was Melissa Benoist, who's Supergirl, was in the same performing group that I was in growing up.
Oh,
so
wow.
like we all looked up to her and she was amazing. So I kind of had this like split personality. And I played golf in high school, even though
Gotcha.
I burned out of basketball. But I kind of hung out on the sports side of things and did.
Do you have brothers?
No, I'm an only child.
You are.
Lonely only.
You are an only child.
Team only child.
Yeah.
My fiance Chris is an only child too. So we're 2 only children who will have no aunts and uncles for our poor children. So if any of you guys want to like fill out applications,
But
we
I
take
know
them.
because I saw like with Father's Day, your father came
Yeah.
in, you played golf against him. So your dad, he's a huge sports fan.
Yes. So
That's what I sensed that he was. He's
Yeah.
a big sports fan and he's still obviously active.
yeah, he golfs all the time. I grew up
Gotcha.
in a huge sports family.
Gotcha.
So my grandpa on my mom's side was a football coach. He coached at the University of Puget Sound in Washington, and he was a longtime scout for the Buffalo Bills. So grew up with that on that side. And then my dad was the commissioner of the Western Athletic Conference, and then went on to be the
Wait,
commissioner
what?
of some. Yeah,
Your dad was
Yeah.
the commissioner of the WAC?
the WAC. The WAC.
No way.
That's
when?
whack. My whole life. So when I was born in Toledo, Ohio, and he was the commissioner of the Mid-American Conference, and then he moved to the WAC, I think when I was
Do
2.
people know this?
Some people do. I don't shout it from the rooftops, but like I'm a huge WAC, long live the WAC super fan.
Really?
And then went on to become a Sunbelt fan once
So
he
like
went
was
to
he the
Sunbelt.
commissioner during like the Hawaii Colt
Oh,
Brennan?
yeah, Colt Brennan was. I cried at the 2008 Sugar Bowl.
The Georgia game.
I bawled because I was riding high off the
And
year
they're
before,
undefeated
and I had
and-
Boise State winning
Yep.
the Fiesta Bowl, and I was talking big game to like all the guys in my class back in school. Like, oh, you're gonna call the WAC a mid-major was a very bad word.
they're Colorado Big 12.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
well, Colorado and like CSU and Air Force, which
Gotcha.
they were in the WAC a long time ago. Hence
Right.
how we ended up in
Your
Colorado.
dad's got a
but
Wikipedia page.
he does. He does. He has a Wikipedia page.
He was the commissioner of the WAC, so he's also
MAC?
probably big for the little guy.
Yes,
Right?
very
Like, so
much
you're
so.
probably raised in that kind of a house
Oh,
because
100%.
it's the chip on the shoulder, you don't include us. like Hawaii had to be 15-0 to even get into
Yes.
a bowl game and whatever.
And then everyone counts against him, and
Right.
The whole thing.
So
and
he
stuff.
was the MAC and then the WAC.
and then the Sun Belt in 2012.
the Sun Belt.
Yep.
The
Sun
Fun Belt.
The Fun Belt.
The Fun Belt. Was he responsible for getting them on Tuesday night?
He tried. It's part
No,
of
they
it.
were on
No, I
Tuesday
know,
night.
and it was
Gamblers
Fun
love
Belt
the Fun
brand.
Belt, I know.
Yes, and yes, they do love the Fun Belt, and I love the Fun Belt, and so it was always fun growing up. But yes, very much a fan of the little guy. I kid you not, I was not allowed to say the words mid-major as a child. Like that was worse than saying the F word in our household. You just.
But now
did
the
not
WAC
go
at
there.
BYU, right?
They split off.
When? Because the Mountain West?
90s.
Oh, really? So they weren't there then.
Yeah. Well, no, they were. So
They
when
were.
he was there, and he was the commissioner when they were kind of like the first super conference, honestly.
went to
before
the
it all broke
Pac-12.
up. BYU ended up going to the Mountain West.
And then the Pac-12.
They were in the.
Oh, no,
like,
no.
they're
You're right.
independent. Yeah.
They're independent now.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
a long, winding
Utah's
road.
the one that went to the
Yes,
Pac-12.
Utah split off into the Pac-12. So.
Okay, so.
But Utah State
Your
was
friggin'
still,
dad is a commissioner of the WAC. Unbelievable. Who knew? Now I'm glad we're doing this interview.
The more you know.
Yeah, but you don't really talk about that.
No, I always wanted to try to
Blaze your own
do it on
trail.
my own
Yeah.
and figure it out from
Not
there.
use your
but-
dad's name to get jobs.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
And not having that like hang over you
Yeah.
ever. But yeah, so like my entire life was shaped through sports. Like every family vacation we ever took was a sports trip. That's just the way it was for a game or a meeting of some kind. So that's how I grew up. It's a very unique sports
So do you
fan
think being a
perspective.
commissioner of a league is a cool job, or do you look back and think my dad's job stunk?
I think it's really cool from an outside perspective. And from a kid perspective, I'm like,
You thought it was cool.
hell
'Cause
yeah,
you
this
could
is
go
the
to all
best
these
way to grow up
games
ever.
and-
Like,
yeah.
we spent every Christmas in Hawaii my entire life because the Hawaii Bowl was played on Christmas Eve. And so that
how
was,
cool is that?
that was what we did, which sounds like the humblest of brags. But, so that's, I mean, when that shapes your childhood, you're like, this is the greatest job ever. Now, from the perspective of an adult, I think it can be a really thankless job and it's a really stressful job. Like my dad retired last year and I'm like, great timing.
From the Sun Belt?
From the Sun Belt, yeah.
Wow.
So he
Did
retired.
you ever have to cover anything that...
No, not really. It never.
I guess you didn't,
It never
right?
really came up, and like I went to school. I went to USC, and so it wasn't very connected over there, like where I would have to talk about either the WAC or the Sun Belt. My
That's
college
fair.
years really split. So
Yeah.
first 2 years were the WAC, second 2 years were the Sun Belt.
Okay, so I know I'm interviewing you.
That's okay.
How the hell do you become a college commissioner? I really don't know. What did he do?
He was a baseball coach, and then he worked at the NCAA in infractions. And in no, sorry. No, wait, no, I didn't. He worked in champ. He worked
in Memphis. Boo! Boo! He probably brought down Dana Kurt. Boo!
I think he worked in championships. That was a misspeak.
No.
Yay!
Big
Championship! So yeah, so he was one of those people who went through the NCAA system and then ended up at the MAC and then kind of just grew into that role.
So he got a job with the NCAA, and that's how you. And then they end up saying, "Hey, we need a commissioner for this
Right.
league."
Yeah. And God, I could tell the story so much better. I forget who the candidates were for that job at the MAC, but they all ended up being commissioners and, of the
That's
Power 5
crazy.
conferences
Okay, so we went to the MAC.
Yeah.
Then he went to the WAC.
and then the Sun Belt.
So did you guys move around?
No. So the only time I ever moved was from a baby from Toledo, Ohio to Highlands Ranch, Colorado, and stayed there my whole life. The WAC, my dad would always joke that, the WAC, did you know the WAC headquarters are still in Denver? And no one ever did because there were no schools there once Colorado State and Air Force left. But it was a centralized location. And when you have a school like Hawaii, and, in those days you had Louisiana Tech, so opposite sides of the country.
Right.
He was able to pull it off, and he loves Denver. He retired back to Denver. When he was at the Sun Belt, he lived in New Orleans for a few years. So he retired back to Denver, plays a lot of golf, loves it there. Always wanted to end up back
A
there.
college commissioner. All right. So was his heart broken when you come home and say, "I'm going to a Power 5 school"? He spent his whole life fighting for the little guy.
And
now his own daughter, his only kid, says, I don't want to go to one of these schools. I want to go to a big school like USC.
I want to go to USC, which has such a humble reputation in the world. Yeah, no, he was both my parents were super supportive.
They're excited.
And like my mom wanted to go to USC growing up, and she wasn't able to go, and so kind of saw it as like a dream through me. I actually really wanted to go to Yale, but I got denied twice, so USC it is.
You wanted to go to Yale?
Yes, I went to a drama school, the summer theater conservatory, before my senior year of high school.
All right.
And I just fell in love with it, and I wanted to go there, and I just was not smart enough.
Why
to
did
go
they?
there.
Why did they say you couldn't go?
If I
Did
had
you tell
to
him your dad was the
if I had to
commissioner
pinpoint
of
it,
the WAC?
No, I left that off of my application.
Did you tell him to become the commissioner of the
Yeah, the
Ivy
Ivy?
League?
Yes, I was like, can we work this out? Like, is there a swap we can do
Right.
here at some point? But yeah, no, my SAT scores were pretty bad. I'm really not good at math.
And
to
Yale,
I quit Kumon. I did Kumon. Do people
What?
know what Kumon is?
What is that?
Kumon is like
We're
an
dummies.
accelerated.
Isn't that the store next to Kroger?
Yeah.
Yes,
Poplar
okay, so
Highland?
no, but it's not a store. It's like an accelerated learning program.
Okay.
But I quit.
Yeah, you're never gonna believe this.
I
We have no
quit.
idea what you're talking about.
Unbelievable.
I quit so it's the levels are like A through Z, and
All
I
right.
quit at J because I was
Oh.
done with math, and I just never recovered.
Oh, and then, so are you heartbroken when you don't get into Yale?
Oh my God.
I felt the same
Cried my
way.
dang
I
eyes
felt
out.
the same way. I applied, and they were like, "What?"
I actually got denied from every Ivy League school except for Dartmouth because I didn't apply to Dartmouth.
Well,
It was a fun day. And
Wasn't in the cards
It was
for
on.
me.
It was on April Fools. Was when you got like the.
And then they sent it back.
Anyway, I got very lucky because I was much happier at USC, and I don't just say that.
you got to learn to do what Chris does.
What?
And Chris just wears a Yale
I just
sweatshirt.
wear
I do
Yale
too.
sweatshirt.
I wear it all when they're in the NCAA tournament.
Yes.
You would think that I went there. I am
always-
their biggest fan.
That's what he tells people. He's
I
like,
always tell
nice
people.
sweatshirt. You go there? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
always
wore a
do.
Yale hat the other day.
I wore it to
still have it.
Kroger, and people are like,
They
"Oh,
look
did
at
you
you
go
different.
there?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "I don't even know where it is."
New Haven.
Oh, it is. Of course, I went there.
Yeah.
People treat me with the respect that I deserve when I wear that sweatshirt. So you decide you're going to go to USC.
Yes.
Okay. Why? I know it was your mom's dream, but
No,
it's not.
but that didn't even play into it.
Are they
really.
awesome at football at the time, and so you're seeing them on TV? And
Chris, I went the first year of the Lane Kiffin era.
no,
Lane and I decided to go to USC at the same time.
No,
But
and he's leaving Tennessee.
he's leaving Tennessee. I'm leaving Colorado. We're destined for success at USC.
No. But why did you want to go to
So
USC?
I narrowed my 3 college choices down to USC, UCLA, and Cal. And I was late on the deadline because I didn't get into Yale, and I was stuck in my feelings. And so my dad and I took a trip there, and we went to the USC campus first, and they had a brand new sports media studies minor where you got to take classes about sports,
All right.
essentially. Signed me up, canceled my tours at the other 2 schools. And
You never even visited UCLA and Cal.
I'd been to basketball camps at UCLA before.
Okay.
I'd never been to Cal. We still ended up going to Cal, but I signed on the USC decision before
You liked
going.
What is good
I
about?
loved it.
I have never been
Oh,
there.
it's like a
I've
little.
been on UCLA's campus just because the Grizzlies practiced there.
Yeah.
One time when they went to go play the Lakers and the Clippers, and so they had to. And I thought the campus was super cool.
I like the UCLA.
Yeah.
I'll get like bad for saying that, but I like the UCLA campus. But
Okay.
the USC campus is perfection.
Okay, why?
And it's just it's not that big. It's not huge, so it's like a very manageable campus. You can ride your little beach cruisers around and go to your classes, and it just has a very Hollywood vibe. The film school there speaks for itself, and
Okay.
you can just step there and you're like, oh, I want to go to school here because it looks so cool. It looks very old Hollywood. You see all of the movies that have come out of USC and USC's helped been responsible for, and then it just had a good energy. That's the best way I can describe
Okay,
it.
so if you're going there and you're obviously you like the sports media thing, you're obviously smart because you got the you're trying to go to Yale, right?
Right, I went
So
to Kumon.
No dummy, yeah. You at least made it through J.
Yeah.
No dummy is even trying to get into Yale. But like I feel like I would have gone to like someplace like USC, and there's no way I could have focused on doing school work. Like I would have just been caught up on how awesome it is. I'm
Yeah.
in Los Angeles and I'm away from home and I got little responsibility and whatever else. And is it hard?
Yes.
It is
And-
hard
and
to
especially
to
because-
focus on why would you want, if your choices are I can go to class or I can go to
beach.
the beach or anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's nice outside every
Yeah.
day, and so there's no way I could have lived like that.
There were times where it was very hard. And the thing with it is that when you go to USC, it's not like you have a college town. Your college town is Los Angeles.
Right.
So you can go anywhere. But it's just, but at the same time, you can go anywhere. So it feels so open. And I don't necessarily think I would ever live in LA or actively pursue
Yep.
living in LA now. But to go to college there when you don't have real responsibilities yet in your life, it's an amazing place
Did you
to
get
go.
caught up in it?
A little bit here and there.
Wanting to live the LA lifestyle?
Yeah, it's hard not to.
Well, plus you had also...
It's really hard not to. And I
we
had
won't
wanted to be an actress in some way, shape, or form for
You
a
had
little
done the
bit,
performing
so,
arts.
yeah.
And I'm not going to get into the portion of your life that was very heavy drugs and partying.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It was a tough time.
We're going to leave that behind the music.
My parents are watching, so
and then
dun, dun, dun.
LA got the better of Jessica.
She started
Right?
listening to Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses.
No, so all right. So as you're there, though,
Yeah.
I can only imagine you're caught up in LA. It's Hollywood. If I would have gone there, I would have wanted to be
Yes.
in Hollywood. I would have wanted to have been a part of, especially if it's all around me, right?
Well, you want to take advantage of
Been
it while
on
you're
TV.
there.
I
And you're
wanna
not
be
from
on-
there, so
Yeah.
it's so extra
Right.
cool. And I joined a sorority, and we
Gotcha.
would have formal functions and date dashes and whatever throughout LA, and that was cool. And the other thing, there's just a lot of money there,
Yeah.
and it's hard to ignore sometimes. So you see it, and it's that complete 1%
Yeah.
where you just cannot play that game.
Yeah.
And I remember being sitting down early in my freshman year, and I was just like, okay, there are some people that I just can't match that energy. I can't fly somewhere for a weekend or do X, Y, and Z.
Especially
So
if
that
you're in a
was-
sorority, you're getting
Yes.
the rich girls.
So, yeah, there's a lot. And even just from a sense of you would drive to Vegas constantly because it's a pretty easy drive, and you would drive to San Francisco, Bay Area for the weekender when they'd play either Stanford or Cal, and that was always really fun. But it was hard to keep up sometimes, but it was really fun. to
So if you
try.
were there when Lane was there, were you there when OJ was?
No.
You missed OJ. Mayo.
Yes.
Not
Right on.
Simpson.
I was
I mean, honestly,
Simpson, not OJ Simpson.
pretty sure he
Yes.
was still in jail.
I was gonna say, I was like,
I think she really thought I was talking about OJ Simpson.
no, I legitimately
should
thought you were
clarify.
talking about O.J. Simpson.
OJ Mayo, former Grizzly who played at USC.
That was
That was 08.
yes.
Right?
Yeah.
What was
And I
Lane?
started in 10.
You started in 10, so and he was just 1 year.
Kleiman was there when OJ was.
Oh, yeah.
Zach
Our
Kleiman
GM.
was-
Yes. Yeah.
He went to USC.
I didn't know him, but
Yep.
I know our time kind of. I think he was a senior when I was a freshman.
Oh, was that right?
Maybe.
All right. So
not sure.
She really thought
We'll
I
have
was
to
talking about
check.
OJ Simpson. So you were there when OJ Simpson.
Different age range here.
I was talking about OJ Mayo. I forgive me. I
No, you're
know
good.
that's the problem with two OJs both going
Yeah.
to USC.
Yeah.
I feel like OJ Mayo got a bad deal on that.
Yeah, he did.
A little bit of a bad deal.
Just a little one.
4 years
But
there.
anyway, 4 years there.
You're 4 years. And so now
4 years. Lane Kiffin
it's-
lasted almost the whole time.
It's over. Are you leaving immediately, or are you like, I gotta stay in LA?
I wanted to stay, but
wanted
I
to
did
stay.
leave.
You did leave?
I did. I went home, and my mom moved from Denver to Gig Harbor, Washington that summer, and I went and I lived at home and was looking for a job, which is never
Washington
a fun
State.
thing. Washington State. Yeah,
Okay.
Washington State. And I got really lucky. So my fiance and I met as interns at the 2012 Olympics in London.
What?
No. Yeah.
Who were you
True
working
story.
for?
We were both working for NBC.
For in Washington?
No, in London.
Wait, what?
In 2012, so pre-graduation. Graduated USC in 2014, so we were already a
okay.
thing.
All right.
But so
you've been
he-
together with him since
2012.
college.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes, and so he was a year older than me, and he was working. He's a news reporter, and he was working in Yakima, Washington, and they happened to have a job opening that came up at his kind of like connected station there.
Yep.
And I got really lucky, and I got a weekend sports anchor job, like a 3 months after
No,
graduation.
but how did you meet him with the London thing?
We just met in London.
It was a
interns.
program?
Yeah.
It was a program where you could go intern for the Olympics?
The NBC with the Olympics would take different colleges and would have kind of like pipeline programs with Olympic internships. And so USC was one of them. And then he went to Syracuse, obviously, capital J journalist.
That's right.
We hear it all the time. But so obviously Syracuse was included in that mix. And so we met over there. And
in London.
We did.
And so then post college, you're able to, he's working at a station that ends up having an opening
for a weekend sports anchor, and so we got super lucky and ended up working at the same station.
All right, so you end up being a weekend sports anchor in what town?
The Tri-Cities, Washington. Pasco, Kennewick, Richland.
Pasco? What's the biggest city close to that?
Walla Walla. No,
what do they cover?
Spokane is like 2.5 hours away.
What are you doing sports on?
A lot of high school.
Okay.
And they had a Western Hockey League team, so kind of like a collegiate age.
All right.
The Tri-City Americans.
Okay.
And the Tri-City Dust Devils single A baseball. Fun fact, Russell Wilson played for them. So they really hold on to that Russell Wilson bobblehead night. And the Walla Walla Sweets, which was a, what were they? West Coast League baseball team.
Okay.
A lot of that. And then from afar.
They just threw you on TV, though.
Yeah. But I was a journalism major, so like I had a tape coming out of school.
Right.
It was really bad.
You had done camera work in college.
Yeah. So I had worked for the student TV station. I also worked for the USC Rivals affiliate, USCfootball.com. They're now Scout. But so I did stuff with them, traveled with football. So I had built up enough of like a.
And this is a very small market.
Yeah, so it's like market 120.
Gotcha.
And obviously like a kind of playground for making mistakes. It wasn't super high stakes, but our sister station in Spokane was the home station for Gonzaga. So we'd share a lot of stuff with them. Pullman and Washington State, relatively, within driving distance, close. And then you have UW on the other side of the state, which there's plenty of UW fans in the Tri-Cities. So that and Seahawks, Mariners.
All right, from Washington to where?
Washington to here.
That's it?
That's it.
You came straight from your first job.
I did.
To ABC 24. How'd you get this gig?
So I went from weekend sports anchor to sports director in the Tri-Cities. So I spent a year as sports director. I think I was there a total of like 20 months maybe. And there was a job opening here and I applied for it. I had just started my kind of search for my next gig. Applied for this and I was flown out for an interview and I was offered the job like 3 days later and I was here. Actually, to this day, what day is it? July 1st, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so our like time hop today was 4 years ago today I announced that I was moving to Memphis. So,
is that true?
4 years to the day, yeah.
It's graduation day.
Yes.
We should have worn our caps and gowns, the whole thing. We could have
missed so many graduations.
Yeah. This is graduation. You've been here exactly 4 years to the day.
I haven't been here, but I was moving here.
That was the day you were moving, 4 years ago. And so, had you ever been to the South?
I'd been here twice. I had been here my dad and I stayed here for an Arkansas State game once when he was with the Sun Belt.
All right.
And then I had been here, actually, we took a road trip from Denver to Florida when I was very, very young. And we stopped here for some 4th of July party at one of my parents' friends' houses at some point.
You don't remember that?
I don't.
Okay.
I do, actually. I like burned myself with a sparkler. That's what I remember.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. That's it. But I also like grew up a huge NSYNC fan, and so my only recognition of Memphis, Tennessee was in every NSYNC book. It said Justin Timberlake,
yes.
Memphis. I almost wore my NSYNC shirt today.
You should have.
But
I wish you would have. Okay, so I do want to ask you about your view on media because, as you know, we made the jump to a more digital form of media from radio 4 years ago.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Dun, dun, dun. Right? Is that right?
3 for me, 4 for you.
Ah. Rosa was in Bergendorf.
Yeah, contracts and everything.
It's almost it'll be 4 years, I guess, in August, right? Is when I
it's coming.
When I left.
Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah.
But in terms of, I think both of us, right? Like when I was coming up, especially, and this was years and years ago, but it was you need to move to a bigger market, right? I was here, and it was like, you need to go to St. Louis, which is where I was from. You need to go to Chicago. You need to go to New York. You need to go to LA. And I've always told people that one of the big things is, A, I loved it here, but B, the internet made the world a small place. Like all of a sudden I realized, like, I didn't need to be in a big market for somebody to have an awareness of what we were doing, because I started to see people writing up about things that happened on the radio show, even in New York, and all right, because the internet just made the world a small place. I think probably when you got into it, it's a different era, but was your goal, like when you got into TV, was it just, all right, I'm going to move from Washington, and then Memphis is obviously a bigger market than that, and then I'll go to a bigger market than that, and then I'll go to a bigger market than that, and then right?
And that's just, it makes it such an easy measure of success.
Yes,
too,
all of us.
because it's just such a, your market jump is basically making sure you're still on track, doing the right thing.
Right.
And so I had to deconstruct that thinking, but we really got to the place where we love it here, and this ended up being a really great home for us in the now. And we didn't want to just move somewhere for the sake of moving somewhere, but also kind of taking a break from the local TV structure. For me, I love this idea of multi-platform digital just being able to reach anyone. And I'm huge on Twitter. Like, Twitter is my home. It's where I like to live and spend way too much time on. But that's where you're able to just develop your own voice and do your own thing, which is a really cool thing to be able to build. And I'm really grateful to now be able to kind of take that and put that into what we're doing here and continue that.
Well, and you build a brand outside of what your job is, right?
Exactly.
ABC 24.
Yeah.
But in terms of the TV industry,
I always would get, you're Jessica from Twitter. And I'm like, yes, that is me, Jessica from Twitter.
So I saw, like, look, I would go to the meetings. I told this story many times. I go to the meetings, and here's the ratings, and the revenue's going down. I'm like, I would go into Roser, he could tell you, I'd say, dude, like, the revenue's never going back up the other way. It's just going to keep going down, and they're just going to keep whittling down, and they're going to keep voice tracking FM stations, and like, we'll be fine, but like, it's like, this is not like a business. You want it going the other way,
like,
right?
it's going up. We're on an up
long
track.
term. What do you think ends up happening with TV, local TV, and everything, as someone who's been in that for a while now?
I really don't know, and I think that's what's so scary about it, is that it is such an unknown, and there's such a place still for local 100%. Media as a whole. Like, I think sometimes that conversation gets a little muddled, and I'm like, no, you need local media. Right. It is so important, from the papers to the TV stations to the radio stations, all have a part in making sure your community, continues to check itself, shines the best light on itself, so on and so forth.
The weather,
the traffic. The very necessary thing. The traffic here does not matter, but
local sports has gotten killed.
But local sports is so hard.
I turn on. Sometimes they give Jarvis 20 seconds. I love him. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like, you turn on some of these newscasts, and they just got no time for sports.
I think
it just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
No, the best thing to be is the weatherman or weatherwoman, because
that's it.
Because
you're on camera the whole damn time.
They go to you first, and then they'll throw it back to the anchor, and they do one story, and they say, all right, time to update us on that weather again.
Yeah. And sports are so accessible right now. Mm-hmm. So it's trying to figure out, okay, how can we continue to let this exist in the space it's existing, but transform it into something else, which is what, like, you're doing with your show, and what everything here at Grind City Media is doing, and kind of taking it to the next level, and allowing things to breathe too. Like, you can't get it all in 2 minutes, and you want your highlights, but you want your analysis, and you want your stories and the personalities that come out through that too. So,
all right. And so obviously you were going to, as you said, you were going to take a break from local TV, right?
Yep.
Were you thinking about moving?
We weren't sure, because Chris is here. He's a reporter at WMC. And so we weren't 100% sure what we were going to do. We thought about moving home to live with my mom and just kind of play the late 20s, let's figure out our lives and roll the dice. But mostly I just knew I needed to reset and a break. I hadn't stopped going from basically high school on, and I had never taken any sort of a break. I'd had an internship every summer, and I was just exhausted. And so, but we didn't want to just leave here to leave here. Like, we would have left here for maybe Seattle to be closer to family, or his family's all in San Francisco or Denver, but we weren't just going to leave for the sake of finding a new place.
Right.
We like it here too much.
And Megan Triplett in the house, too.
I'm back. I
I
missed you guys.
We needed Jessica Benson to get you to come see us.
Pretty much.
That's
Pretty
all-
much. You
that's
know
the
what?
only way you were gonna come.
I found a new best friend. That's
All
pretty much what it is.
right, so obviously you are going to be part of what Jessica's going to be doing. All right, Jessica, they hired you. You have started here at Grind City Media. What are you going to be doing? Please tell me not 11 to 1. Or,
Yeah.
I mean, whatever it is, 12 to 1.
This is where you find out that there's a new
We're letting you go.
Yeah, right.
No, we're really excited. We are coming together to bring you guys a new morning show starting at 8 a.m. Monday through Friday on Grind City Media, called Rise and Grind with Jessica and Megan.
Yes.
And we're going to be up early, but kind of trying to reimagine your standard morning show. And obviously sports are going to be its focus, but pop culture, entertainment, everything Memphis, anything you could possibly need to know to start your day. So, I mean, like, we're not going to get into the weather and traffic, but
Yeah.
we'll tell you it's sunny.
Darn, I was hoping to have a green
I know,
screen.
my meteorology degree would really come into it.
Roser, do I tell him? Oh, I've got it in my background.
Are you a meteorologist?
No.
Not a meteorologist, but I will tell you that my
Traffic?
quick story. When I first started off in radio, a guy calls me. The owner of the station here in Memphis, he had gotten into a big fight with Metro. Metro was the one that provided traffic, right, for the radio. So if you listen to it at the 20s or whatever, we'd have a sports update and then we would play the traffic, right, from Metro. They had gotten in a big fight. Screw you, we're not using Metro anymore, right? So my program director, he calls me at my house and he said, Chris, I need you to do traffic. I said, what are you talking about? I was like, I don't know anything about traffic. And he says, I need you to do traffic. And I was like, how?
Wow.
And he says, I want you to watch Channel 3, write it down, and then call into the station.
copy that.
Yeah, and do the traffic report. And I said, what? And he's like, and change your name. And I was like, Dan, I'm going to be on the rest of the day as Chris Vernon doing sports updates.
What will your name
Like, they're
be?
going to hear me.
Yeah, what was your traffic name? I'm so curious.
Okay, here's the story. I flipped through an SEC media guide and just flip through the names until I find something that sounds like traffic. And there's a Kentucky linebacker, like a name that somebody would say on a traffic report. And I flip through and I end up on Kentucky's page, and they've got a freshman linebacker named Ronnie Riley. And I'm like, that sounds exactly like the alliteration and everything. He sounds like a traffic guy, Ronnie Riley. So I called in and I did the traffic reports as Ronnie Riley with your traffic, whatever. Fast forward, a girl I went to college with becomes the SID at Kentucky. I'm at SEC Media Days with our big setup for the radio show, and I see Susan Lax was her name. She walks by and she's like, Chris, hey, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, do you want any of our players? I said, I don't know, who you got? She said, Ronnie Riley. And I said, no.
You have to talk
And
to
I
Ronnie.
told him, I said, I was you. I was you.
I took your identity.
The guy turned out to be like a really good player, Ronnie Riley. I don't know what ended up
Was he
happening to him
good?
after
Could
Kentucky.
he do traffic?
I have no idea.
Well,
I don't think so.
So what you're saying is that we need to have
In a
a
pinch.
traffic segment.
I
And we
know.
already
Not-
have someone.
Not with me. I'm too big.
No,
Roser.
but people would not know Ronnie Riley.
Doing traffic.
Did you just say I'm too big?
I'm too big for that crap. Roser, on the other hand,
I am-
Roser will change his name.
I've done that. I've had to do that before.
Huh?
I had to
You
do
had to do traffic
updates
too?
for no, it wasn't traffic. I had to do call-ins for. We were an ESPN station, and Fox Sports needed someone to call in. It was when Calipari was here, when Memphis played Gonzaga.
Oh, yeah.
And Fox Sports Radio needed somebody to call in and give updates during their national shows. So I had to do it. They said, well, you got to. I said, but they're making me change my name. My bosses, and so what do you want to be named? I was like, Dick Pound. He said, yeah, no, you can't do that. And I was like, okay.
There was the head of the IOC, the International Olympic Committee. Dick
There's
Pound.
a guy I went to college with who I knew through another friend, and his name was Pete Peterson. So I was Pete Peterson.
There you go. You got Ronnie Riley and Pete Peterson.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, in the case that you need that stuff, don't call me, but call him.
Okay, we'll keep
And he can
it in the back pocket.
And I'll just tell
Chris
you to
is
call,
too
and I'll
big
tell you
for
to call
this.
Devin.
But how is he going to get the traffic? Can you just like go drive around
You watch
and tell
Channel
us?
3. That we told you. Our girl, Corey Harlan,
Yeah, she does.
the produces our Grizzlies broadcast. She does it on Channel 3. I still watch her. And so, yeah. I mean,
Just call her.
We got it
It's
set.
No, you
Yeah.
just watch the TV and
Okay,
write
so
it
maybe
down.
we will
That's
have
it.
traffic. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it won't be
Stay
the
tuned.
focus. Stay
So-
tuned. Yeah,
but
now
you
you
are
have
going to
reason.
be doing a morning show
We
every
are.
morning, Monday through Friday?
Every morning, Monday through Friday.
What?
Yeah.
All right, and it's obviously going to be on camera and
Yes,
podcast
so-
form and streaming. Everything.
Exactly. Everything.
YouTube.
Multi-platform, so you can watch it live on the Grind City Media YouTube page, grindcitymedia.com, that Grizzlies app that's so great. And it's already available, so if you want to find it in podcast, you can subscribe now. And we would like for you to subscribe
Yep.
right now.
Hold on,
So
I'll go do it.
Okay.
you got iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify.
It's on everything.
It's already
Wherever
on
you-
there.
Yeah.
It's up. Yep.
So what do it
Rise
better
and
be there, because if I
grind.
type this in, it's not there. You guys are...
Somebody put it up.
Rise and grind.
Rise and grind.
With-
All right, it's going to be on there already. I like this. All right. I'm going to subscribe to this thing. Okay, so when is it starting? That's the big
July
thing, right?
20th is our
Set
start
your
date.
calendar right
Yeah.
before
July.
basketball comes back.
And like,
Oh, 3 weeks.
yeah, 3 weeks from today. And Megan's been really good. She's already getting up early.
Yeah,
Like-
I get up at 5 a.m. just to like been practicing it.
She'll
I go
post
for
an
walks.
Instagram
What do you
story
do?
at 5:30, and I'm
Me
like,
and my mom, my dad, we go for
why?
these long walks in Carterville, Tennessee. If you see me, say hi.
Wait, what?
I don't wake up that early.
You're getting up at 5 a.m.?
Yeah. I mean,
Really?
it's good practice for
She's
what I'm gonna
ahead
have
of the
to
game.
do.
I don't get up until like
I don't
noon.
drink. Yeah, I don't drink coffee. I don't do all that type of stuff. So I needed to start. I was hoping I was gonna run into Devin in Carterville, but I never did.
Where is this thing? They got too many people named Rise and Grind on
Yeah,
this, don't they?
I can't
On
find
this
it. I
podcast-
can't find it on
this-
the Apple Podcast.
On this podcast thing, they got too many people named Rise and Grind. We're gonna have to get rid of all of them.
Okay.
We're gonna
Yeah.
have to at least fight them or
Damon
something like
John.
that.
I
right?
mean, Jessica's dad was the commissioner of the WAC, so we can make some phone calls.
Hello,
you know?
right?
You know?
I mean, he can certainly. I'm sure he's made a
That's
lot
true.
of things go away in the past.
Yeah.
He can make this go away
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Anybody else that is named along this? All right, well, we're gonna find this Rise and Grind, and people can go and subscribe to this already. In addition to that, once I guess, look, we're hoping. You guys will be on 10 days before the season starts,
That's
right?
Yeah.
So,
Fingers
Go
crossed.
with it.
and if it doesn't, you guys are like super screwed, right?
We'll have you. we'll have Chris
it's like, I mean,
on as a guest.
Yeah, we'll have the traffic will be
I ain't
really big
getting
at that
up.
point.
I'm just kidding. I'm up anyway. You said you're very complimentary of Megan, and you said she's been doing great, and she's been getting up at 5 a.m. This would indicate to me that you have done none of that.
She lives closer. In her defense, she lives
Yeah,
closer
I
than
do.
I do. She lives walking distance.
can
You
That's
know,
right.
I gotta get in a car, get on.
Oh, is that
385.
why you started walking?
Well,
Just in
yeah,
case
I
you-
need to just go ahead.
walk from Carl.
Right. I'm getting up to that.
No, I have at least adjusted to the point. My old shift was like 2 to 10 p.m. So I lived a very nightlife of
Yeah.
going to bed at 2,
That's right.
waking up around like 11. I've shifted. I woke up this morning at 7:30.
That's
So
good.
I'm close. Let's not like pat me on the
Yeah, you
back
got
too
it,
hard.
but you got enough time
this
to
is
get
recent,
here.
And
You put your hair in a ponytail, come do the show.
right, it's a
go
very
back.
casual show. this will be the most
Guys
made up
always
you
make
ever
it
see
seem
me.
so easy. Oh, just wake up, put your hair in a ponytail,
Throw your hair in a
roll over. I woke
That's
up
right.
like this.
Throw your hand in, throw it in a ponytail, go in, go do
Put
the
on a
show.
baseball cap, call it
That's
good,
right.
whatever, you're fine.
Look at
But
Rose.
yeah, my goal is
What I do every day.
Half the time he comes in here and I'm like, why are you sweating? So I just got done working out. I didn't have
Yeah.
time to go home.
Oh, I'm gonna pull that one.
Unbelievable. Yeah, you can.
But my goal is to get up at 6. So I'm working backwards, and
Okay.
I'm going to visit my mom this weekend. And when I come back from that is when I'm gonna start.
What are the chances
trying
you think
to-
you really start waking up regularly at 6 a.m.?
I did it in college.
Oh, you did good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I tried to in
Right.
college sometimes, but yeah, no, I've not consistently woken up at 6 a.m. since college.
Do you think, when you looked at this, right? Now, obviously, look, in retrospect, I caught the last year of everybody's favorite team in the Core 4 and whatever when I came here, right? It was still bopping. And then I was like, what happened? We went through the 2 worst seasons ever. Like, my timing was terrible. Really, truly
It was like
terrible.
me going to USC
lo-
with Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
I'm very jealous of you guys because I launched it like seriously? Like, we're going to win 20 games?
Yeah.
But it was like still at least it was so bad that it became interesting, right? You got to be like super bad, right, for it to become interesting. And then, but I got to imagine that when you're sitting back and thinking like, hey, am I going to dive into this? The whole Ja and Jaren and what this team looks like right now and the trajectory of all of it and how many more people are even going to be caring deeply about this in the next 3-4 years, that had to have played a part, right?
100%.
This has been the best of the Chris Vernon Show, presented by Direct Auto Insurance. Tune in to the live show daily at noon or on demand by heading over to grindcitymedia.com or Grind City Media on YouTube.